Now I want to show you something else. Let's go to Isaiah and talk more about God's judgment upon the West. If this is not evident to you, I don't know how to make it evident to you. It stands on its own, even without exposition. Because of the sin of the nation of Israel. Verse 1 of Isaiah chapter 3, "For behold, the Lord God of hosts is going to remove from Jerusalem and Judah both supply and support, the whole supply of bread and the whole supply of water." You think that's frightening? Just wait. Verse 2, "He's going to remove the mighty man and the warrior, the judge and the prophet, the diviner and the elder, the captain of 50 and the honorable man, the counselor and the expert artisan and the skillful enchanter." He's going to remove, even though there's a mixture here, the idea is he is going to remove the noble men, the worthy leaders. He's going to remove them from a people. Look at verse 4. "And I will make mere lads their princes, and capricious children will rule over them." Is that not our nation? Is that not the West? People with no dignity, with no sense, no rationale, no reason, no ability to use reason. Rule by emotion. Verse 5, "And the people will be oppressed, each one by another, and each one by his neighbor. The youth will storm against the elder, and the inferior against the honorable. When a man lays hold of his brother in his father's house, saying, 'You have a cloak, you shall be our ruler,' and these ruins will be under your charge." Look down at verse 12. "O my people, their oppressors are children, and women rule over them. O my people, those who guide you lead you astray and confuse the direction of your paths." But don't think for a moment that the people are victims of the rulers. No, the rulers are God's judgment on the evil of the people. And then you can make for me a long list of all these individual crimes that you hate so much that are flagrant in our society, and I will erase them all and tell you there's one particular thing that stands out exponentially above everything else, and it's the way we've treated His Son. That's what brings reprobation. It's the rejection of God through the rejection of His Son. Now, here's the question. Preachers, what are you going to do to remedy this? You know, problems need to be defined. They do. Intricately, by men of great intellect. They need to be understood. But it's not just enough to identify problems and talk about them. It's not enough to just accurately explain all this. The question is, what will we do? And there is no place in the older New Testament that tells me that as ministers of Christ we're to circle the wagons and hide. But we are to go forth. We have a king who goes forth conquering and to conquer. And those that ride behind him are under his sovereign control. And those who will not deal rightly with him will have to deal with them. There was never such a time as this to stand. But with one banner, Christ. 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 What will you do, preacher? How are you going to cut through this thicket?